Hey guys and friends, it's Jay with Find You Crazy. We are a family of 9 who live full-time in our RV with 6 of our kids as we go around the country to see every national park. But today is another RV upgrade and maintenance video. Today we're going to be talking about slide seals, which is obviously something I need to worry about. So your slide seals are the rubber seals that go around the sides and across the top of all of your slide outs, and they're there to keep the weather, the wind, and the rain on the outside of your camper rather than on the inside of the camper. The seals, stay with me here, seal your slides from the outside. I know, it's difficult stuff. They're not complicated, which is nice because that means maintenance and repair of them is not really complicated either. On most RVs, there is a little bit of difference from RV model to RV model, but most of the time you're going to have two main parts of your slide seal, two different types of seals. So the first one is this one here that's on the inside, the big flat one, and that is called a wiper seal because it wipes along the slide as the slide goes in and out. And these actually flop back and forth as the slide goes in. So as the slide go in, they fold in and ride in with the slide kind of scraping everything off, and then when they come out, they fold out and flat out and then make this nice seal on the outside. So they're called wiper seals, and they are by far the more sturdy. They're made out of a little bit different material, and so they really don't have a whole lot of maintenance issues, especially if you lubricate them well, which is what we're going to talk about in a few minutes. The second type of slide seal is this one that's here on the outside. It's the one that on mine right now is falling down, and we're going to talk about how to replace that in a minute. And it is called a bulb seal or a secondary seal or a D seal. Mine are called D seals because when you look at them from the side, they look like a D when you have them off the track. And they are there to seal your camper up against the lip of the slide when it comes out. And so this part, flat part of the slide, when it comes in, it goes right up against that, and it seals the slide when the slides are closed. Now, if we come up here a little bit higher, where you can see my seals are coming apart, and we're going to talk about how to fix that in a minute, you can see that the seals are actually not only two different types, but they're two different pieces. And so the wiper seal is this solid piece across the back, and then the bulb seal or the D seal sits on this track that's right inside of it. And I'll zoom in a little bit here so that you can see that up close. Now, there are some models, I've seen just a few models, where it's all one piece. And so the wiper seal and the bulb seal are all together. But most of the time, most of the RVs that I've seen, most of my friends' RVs, it's two different pieces, which is nice because, like I said, you're going to have, especially if you do your routine maintenance, you're hardly going to ever have any issues out of your wiper seal. Those are just a lot more sturdy of a material. I kind of did an informal survey with some of my other RV friends, and nobody that I talked to had ever had an issue with their wiper seal. I have seen in some forums some people where they were saying that they didn't flop in and out when the RV slide went in and out, and so they put like little tabs, sticky tabs, little dot tabs on their slide to help pop them in. But I've never had that issue. They always seem to work fine with me. So if you have that issue, you may just have to look that up online and see if that might be a solution that would work for you. But I think as long as your slides are aligned like they're supposed to be, you're not going to have an issue with those wiper seals. So let's talk about maintenance. So periodic maintenance on these is super simple. In fact, all it takes is wiping it down with a seal conditioner about every 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what you're doing with your camper. And so sunlight and wind are obviously the enemy of rubber because it's going to dry it out, and that's what's going to cause all of your issues. And so if you full-time and your slides are open all the time to the elements, you may want to do it more often, 6 to 8 weeks. If you're a weekender, then you're really probably only going to have to do it, every 4 months or so, just because they're just not going to get that exposure to the elements that they are for us full-timers, that things are open all the time. There's several things you can use. I really like this 3-in-1 rubber seal conditioner just because it's got 2 different sprays on it. There's this one that kind of sprays out broadly, and then you can open it up and it has this built-in nozzle that sprays right down. And so you literally just spray it on, wipe it around on everything, and you're good to go. So the only thing you're going to need is a ladder. And then I like to keep 2 pair of rubber gloves, or a pair of rubber gloves, and my cloth in a Ziploc bag, and then I stick the seal conditioner in that bag up underneath, and then, like I said, every 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, I pull mine out, spray them down, and wipe them down. All right, so let's just do one of the seals so you can see how easy it is. Again, one of the things that I really like about this product is that tube. It really makes it easy to spray. And another thing that I really like about it is when it comes out in kind of a foam, and so it kind of sticks to the spot instead of running immediately, which gives you time to spray some on and then wipe it back down. And that's really all you're going to do. So what about the top? So the sides are super easy, obviously. The top is a little more cumbersome. So all you got to do is climb up on your roof, and I can't really show that because there's just not a good way to get a camera angle up there. And you just lean over the side, spray it down, and wipe it down the same way. If you're nervous about getting on your roof, another thing that I like about this product is it sprays pretty far. And so I can actually get on the ladder on the sides and spray it all the way across the top seals, and then just kind of let it drip down itself. It's not as good as wiping it in, but if you're worried about getting up on your roof or on the edge of your slides you can't reach, it's better than nothing. So that's it. It's really that simple to apply this stuff. I usually will stand back, as you can see when I do this full slide, I usually stand back and spray it from the top all the way down. I would say go pretty liberal with this stuff. A can will last me through 4, sometimes 5 treatments, even applying it pretty liberally. Spray it all from the top to the bottom, and then kind of as it runs down, I start from the bottom to the top, just wiping and slowly kind of rubbing it in to the rubber. And then that's it on conditioning. So if you do that regularly, you shouldn't have to worry about replacing anything. Unfortunately, when I got my rig, a couple of my D-seals were already deteriorating, and so I'm going to have to replace one of those, and so I'll walk you through that as well. So grand total to do every slide on the camper, it takes me about 5 minutes to take my ladder off and 5 minutes to put it back on, and then it takes about 10, maybe 15 minutes. So I'm less than 30 minutes all in. I'm doing all of my slides. The only thing I need to remind you is I said at the beginning they're on the sides and top of your slides, and that's true on most of your slides. But if you have like a bedroom slide that comes out high like we do, it's going to have a seal on the bottom as well, so just be aware of that. So that's what you want to do to keep from having any problems, because the problems come in these seals when they dry out. Specifically with the bulb seals, they dry out and they start to stick to that outside rim of your slide. If you do the conditioning, you don't have to worry about that. Unfortunately, when we got our camper used, our bulb seals were in pretty bad shape, and so we've got a couple of them that have started to fall apart, and as you can see right behind me, they deteriorate pretty bad once they start deteriorating, and then they just come off of their channels because they get sticky and they stick to that outside slide. Good news is changing them is super easy. All you need is a drill, a pair of scissors, and then some extra seal. I get mine on Amazon. It's not super cheap. They also have it on e-trailer if you've got a more specific type of bulb seal. But all you have to do is take out, there's a screw at the top and the bottom that hold them in, and then you just slide it down the track, slide the new one in, cut it to length, screw it in, and you're all done. So let's tackle this one behind me. So that's it. It is really that simple. There's just that little track that it slides up and down. Mine, the ones that I have replaced, I've replaced about 3, have all slidden on and off super easy. If they don't, you can use just a little bit of dish soap to rub it along there to make it slick, so it'll slide up and down. You want to replace those screws at the top and the bottom, and then you've got a brand new bolt seal, de-seal, ready to go, and you're good to head on down the road. So again, remember, taking care of your seals is super easy. Simply condition them every 6 to 8 weeks, every couple of months. Doesn't take very long. It's not very hard, and they should last you a really, really, really long time. So until next time, go out and have some crazy fun with your crazy family. See you guys.